For hundreds of thousands of years, one weapon ruled the hunt. A sharpened spear, strong, simple, deadly. It brought down mammoths, lions, and even rival tribes. But every king must face a challenger, and one day it did. Imagine the silence of dawn. A tribe gathered, holding its breath. On one side stands their greatest warrior, the strongest spear thrower. On the other, a man holding nothing more than a strange curved stick and a feathered shaft. The chief raises his hands. The tribe erupts in cheers and jeers. What they're about to witness will decide not just who eats that day, but the future of human survival itself. This is the moment the spear met its match, and the bow was born. Our story begins not in a battlefield, but in a cave. High above the Umfolozi River in South Africa lies Sibudu Cave, a vast stone shelter carved by time. To the untrained eye, it is just another hollow in the rock. But to archaeologists, it is a vault of secrets, holding traces of some of the oldest known bows in human history. Tiny stone arrowheads, sinew fibers, and ash from long-forgotten fires. Now picture it alive, 64,000 years ago. The cave glows with firelight, smoke curling toward the ceiling. Children huddle close for warmth. Hunters sharpen their stone tips. Women weave cordage from plant fibers. And at the center sits the elder, his weathered hands coaxing flame from a bow drill. Among them is a boy, curious, restless, watching everything with wide eyes. And nearby, the tribe's napper, master of stone and wood, chips away with practiced strikes. The chief watches quietly, the weight of survival always in his gaze. This was not just a shelter. It was a crucible where survival forced invention, and where play, chance, and genius could change the fate of humanity. On this night, the elder works with his bow drill, grinding wood against wood, pulling the cord back and forth. Smoke curls, embers glow, fire is born. The tribe cheers softly as warmth fills the cave. But when the elder sets the bow drill aside, something unusual happens. The shaft, still tangled in its cord, catches the eye of the boy. He picks it up. Curious, he tugs at the string, and suddenly, snap! The stick launches from his hands, darting across the floor. The children burst into laughter, clapping and pointing at the strange trick. To them, it is nothing more than a game. But one pair of eyes does not laugh. The napper, the craftsman, watches silently. He sees not a child's play, but a hidden force. Power stored in a string, energy waiting to be shaped. In that moment, a spark flickers. The spark of an idea that could change everything. The very next day, the napper calls for the boy. Together, they drag a freshly cut branch into the light of the cave. It is strong, yet curved. A shape that feels alive in their hands. The napper trims and carves, his stone blade biting into wood. The boy holds it steady, wide-eyed, as cordage is tied from end to end. A new kind of tool takes shape, the first bow. But invention is never simple. The cord snaps under tension, whipping against the boy's arm. He winces. The tribe laughs. The napper frowns. Again they try, this time with stronger fiber, but the string frays, unraveling in the napper's calloused fingers. The arrows they carve wobble through the air, weak and clumsy, falling short of their mark. Frustration builds. Even the boy begins to doubt. Was this all just a trick, a child's game that led nowhere? And yet, the napper does not stop. He sharpens another shaft, binds another string, tests another shot. Failure after failure. But with each attempt, the tribe begins to notice. The arrows fly farther, straighter. Something is happening. Something new is being born. And though the fires burn low and the night grows cold, the napper and the boy keep working. Because both of them feel it now, the promise in the curve of that bow. The answer comes not from wood or plant, but from flesh and bone. One afternoon, the hunters return, a gazelle slung across their shoulders. Knives flash in the firelight as the animal is butchered. The boy crouches nearby, watching. His eyes fix not on the meat, but on something else. A long silvery tendon stretching like rope from the gazelle's back leg. He reaches out, tugging it, tough, unyielding, stronger than any fiber he has seen before. Excited, he runs to the napper, clutching the tendon in his hands. At first, the man stares in silence. Then, slowly, a smile spreads across his face. He knows. That night, the two work together, twisting the sinew into cord. When they fasten it to the bow, the tension holds. The wood bends gracefully, alive with power. The boy pulls back, and for the first time, the bow does not snap. It sings. The tribe looks on in awe, sensing that something new has been born in their cave. A weapon not of chance, but of genius. But even with sinew, the bow was not yet perfect. The arrows still wobbled, veering off course, tumbling before they reached their mark. Frustration weighed heavy. Perhaps this strange weapon would never fly true. Then one evening, the boy notices something. A bird, plucked for its feathers, lying by the fire. He watches how the feathers curve, guiding the air. An idea strikes. Quietly, he offers a handful of feathers to the napper. The man studies them, then nods. Together, they split the shaft, pressing the feathers into place, binding them with cord. The first fletched arrow is born. When the boy pulls back the bowstring this time, the tribe falls silent. The cord hums. The arrow leaps, slicing through the air, straight, fast, unshaking. It strikes deep into the wooden target with a sharp thud. Gasps echo through the cave. For the first time, the tribe sees it. A weapon that can fly like the falcon, swift and true. In that moment, the bow is no longer a curiosity. It is destiny. Word of the strange new weapon spread quickly through the camp. Whispers turned to arguments. Could this curved stick truly rival the spear, the weapon of their ancestors? The chief, a man whose word carried the weight of survival, demanded proof. A contest would be held at dawn. The tribe's strongest spear thrower against the bowman with his feathered shaft. As the firelight faded, anticipation grew heavy in the air. Hunters sharpened their stone points. Women murmured prayers. Children whisper about the flying stick. Some scoffed. Others believed. But all knew one thing. By sunrise, they would witness history. Dawn breaks over Sibudu Cave. The air is cool, the sky painted in pale gold. The entire tribe gathers in a wide circle, their breath misting in the morning chill. At the center stand two men, the champion spear thrower, tall and broad-shouldered, gripping a long, sharpened shaft, and beside him, the bowman, cradling nothing more than a curved stick strung with sinew and a feathered arrow resting lightly between his fingers. The chief raises his arms. Silence falls. The weight of tradition and the promise of the future hang in the air. His arms drop. The contest begins. The spear thrower moves first. His muscles coil. The shaft hurtles forward with a grunt, whistling through the air. But it falls short, thudding into the dirt, a few paces from the target. Gasps ripple through the crowd. Then comes the bowman. He draws the string, his arms trembling with tension, the sinew creaking like a living thing. Time slows. The tribe watches, eyes wide, hearts pounding. He releases. The bow sings. The arrow slices through the air, faster than the eye can follow, its feathers steadying its flight. With a sharp crack, it buries itself dead center into the wooden target, 40 yards away. For a heartbeat, silence. Then an eruption of cheers, cries, disbelief. Some laugh, some shout, some fall to their knees. The spear lies forgotten in the dirt. The bow has spoken. The chief steps forward, his eyes fixed on the arrow quivering in the target. Slowly, a faint smile spreads across his weathered face. He nods once, and in that single gesture, the bow is accepted. The tribe erupts in celebration. Hunters rush to touch the weapon. Children scramble to hold the strange curved stick. Women murmur that the spirits themselves must have guided the arrow. The spear thrower, once untouchable, lowers his head in silence. Tradition had been challenged and defeated. From that day forward, the hunt would never be the same. No longer would the tribe need to charge beasts at close range, risking their lives with every strike. Now, death could be dealt from a distance. The balance of power had shifted, and humanity stepped on to a new path, the path of the bow. What began as a child's curiosity in a cave would ripple through tens of thousands of years. The bow spread from Africa to every corner of the world, reshaping the hunt, and later, the battlefield. From the silent forests of Europe to the vast plains of Asia, to the deserts of the Americas, the bow carried humanity farther than the spear ever could. It was the weapon of hunters, of warriors, of kings. It brought down mammoths and empires. And though today it has been replaced by steel and gunpowder, its legacy endures. The bow is more than wood and string. It is the story of our ingenuity, our persistence, our power to transform the world. And it all began long ago when the spear met its match.